next thing that I want to ask about is what is the ideal time to apply to grad school?
Oh yeah, so
And when do you have to start your preparation at?
yes, so I usually tell people that applying for scholarship is not something you just wake up and you want to apply the next day.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
the most important period of your application is in fact the pre-application process. Like, look at it in three angles. You have the pre-application process, you have the application process itself, and you have the post-application process.
Okay.
Right. So the pre-application process, I usually tell people that give yourself between 6 to 18 months.
6 to 18.
6 to 18 months, yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm saying that is that you may be an undergrad, right? So towards the later end of your undergrad program, you start nurturing that idea that I want to go to grad school because this is what I want. However, if you are that person who is also you're done with undergrad and you just feel like you want to apply to grad school, you need to give yourself enough time to prepare. And I'll tell you why this is important. You want to write a statement of research, right? You want to send to grad school. You don't just write it and send it to grad school thinking that you've written something that is very, very good. You'd write something you want to cycle with some people that are probably ahead of you.
Okay.
Like, Joseph, I have this statement that I want to write to grad school. Can you please review this for me? So that takes time. Also, you want to write a standardized test. People will tell you that the shortest time that you can prepare for a GRE and be, except you are a genius, right? That the shortest time you give yourself at least a month, at least. Some people tell you that you need to even prepare for
6
longer,
months.
6 months, right? So look at that time that you need to prepare for such standardized tests, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL, all of these tests. You want to prepare for them. That's one thing. There is that time also that you would need to apply for your transcript, right? That takes time, right? There's also the time frame that you need to contact your referee that, Dr. this, Professor this, in the next so month, I need you to, be my referee and provide this recommendation for me. And that's it. And also, just like your CV, you want to tailor your CV to the format that's required. So all of these things, they take time. Right?
Take time.
And you treat your graduate application as a job. That is how you demonstrate to them that you're a good fit. Things as important as paying attention to details will matter. When you write statement of purpose and where your comma is supposed to be, you don't have comma, semicolon, full stop, all of those things, they can be formatting, all of those things can be turned off. And the reason why people can run into that mistake is because you have an application deadline next week and you feel like you can
rush,
cook something up with it. So just give yourself time. So eventually, when you give yourself enough time to gather all the materials, to make a very good statement, when the time for application starts, all you have to do is to just do some little modification or application tailoring, the way I will call it. So that, this is the core requirement for this application and this is what I need to do just to make sure that my application is tailored to what the scholarship body requires, right? So that has to do with the time it takes to prepare, right? Then about admission or application cycle, it varies, right? So, for the US, the biggest window for application is usually the fall semester, which starts sometimes in August, right? So ideally, if you're applying for the fall semester, you want to apply the year before.
Okay.
Right. So if you plan on, if you plan on applying for fall 2024, which is next year, this is the best time for you to submit your application. In fact, the application window will be open sometimes in August 2023, and it will extend till, it depends on some grad programs. Some will have the application deadline by November 15. Some will have it by maybe December, and some will probably even extend it to January. And the reason why I'm saying that is in the context that you want them to consider you for scholarship.
Right.
Early application is important.
Okay.
Right.
So, the earlier the better.
The earlier the better. So I think I'll still touch on 4 components that I want people to pay critical attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from the fall semester, which is one of the biggest window for application because it is heavily funded,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then there's also the spring semester also, and there's also the winter semester.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in January, you can make your application against the winter semester. So typically, the start date for scholarship or the time to apply for scholarship, it dependent on the scholarship board,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are some that are fixed that okay, if I want to apply to grad school in the United States, okay, let me think about applying against fall, or let me apply against winter, or
Mm-hmm.
let me apply against spring.
Mm-hmm.
Then the same thing applies to a lot of countries also in maybe Canada, United Kingdom, and all of that. Typically, most of them, start around that fall semester and all of that. But some may start at different times. So you just want to pay attention to what their start date is, and all of those things will help you in making your application.